Hello everyone and welcome to our session. It's time for us to go ahead and get started. So if you'd like to join me for our lesson, come on into the Hangout and we'll go ahead and get started. Hello and welcome to class. How are you doing today? Abdul Manim. Hello, Abdul Manim. How are you today? Okay, I'm not sure if you're able to hear me. Hello, Abdul. Welcome to class. How are you?
Uh, Thank you. I'm doing great. How are you too, teacher?
Oh, I'm doing just fine today. Thank you very much for asking. Please tell me the correct pronunciation of your name.
Abdul Munim.
Abdul Manim. Okay, good. So I did say it correctly.
Yeah, I'm glad you said correctly.
Me
Thank
too.
you. Thank you.
Okay, very good. So please introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. My name is Abdul Munim Pinayat. I am 35 years old. I am from Libya and currently I am living in the US and I'm trying to improve my English so to help me in my in university. Mhm. I'm married, and I'm a father of two children. Uh, my daughter, uh, uh, who's 7 years old, and a boy who's 2 years old. Yeah, and we are
Okay.
living in Boston. Yeah,
Ah, so that Boston is a really nice place to live, yeah?
yeah, it's nice and too expensive place. Yeah, but there's a lot of fun here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what are some things that you like about living in Boston?
Uh, 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 there's a lot of trees here, and the people are very kind, and
Mm-hmm.
there's so much manner here. Yeah,
Okay.
and so many foreign students here too, from everywhere, of course.
Ah, do you meet students from your country?
No, from everywhere. Yeah, from all of the world, from all of the over the world. Yeah.
Okay. All right, very good. So tell me about English at your university.
hmm Currently, I'm taking two technical classes which easy for me, but I think I have to improve my English so I could communicate with others easily, and I hope that it becomes easier for them to understand me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you are doing a very good job. I understand you perfectly.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
Uh,
for saying this. Yeah.
you're welcome. Now, do you notice that there are certain times when you find it a little bit challenging to express yourself?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Or maybe it's worse when someone says a new word which new to me and
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't understand what is he trying or she trying to say.
Okay. So what do you do when that happens?
I ask them to repeat or clarify to me if possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And does that feel comfortable to you? Do you feel comfortable asking someone to repeat themselves?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. But actually, sometimes I don't care, you know. I think actually there are many students just like me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our teacher said, uh, it's okay. It's your first week here in America. Don't panic. You are going to learn, you know, over time. Yeah.
Yes, and it's true. It's true. You have to give yourself some time because you are dealing with a lot of Boston has an people in Boston have an accent. Um, Well, I guess they don't have an accent. I'm not from Boston, so I hear an accent when they speak, and I'm sure they hear an accent when I speak as well. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so you have to get used to that. And also, some people speak faster than others, so
Yeah.
that's also a factor with you understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, give
So,
yourself some time. Be patient. But basically, though, in overall, you do understand. There's just a few vocabulary words that you may not. Is that right?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Very good. So, and what about your family? Is your family also learning to speak English?
Not yet. My wife, she's uh, going to start soon, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and uh, and my daughter, she's going to attend school soon too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that'll
And
be good.
where are you living?
I live in Central America. I live in Costa Rica,
Oh,
but
that's
yeah,
a
but
nice country. Yeah.
yeah, have you ever been to Costa Rica?
No, but many friends told
Mhm.
me nice things about Costa Rica.
Ah, what did they tell you about Costa Rica?
Mm, it is a beautiful country, and the
Mhm.
people are good, and they are friendly, welcoming others, and there are a lot of cute animals there, which are new to us, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Actually, I am from Africa, and uh, we don't have those colored birds, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, and also they said uh, the avocado
Avocado?
is so cheap there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, and when it's in season, people are practically giving away avocados.
really?
Yes, yes, it's amazing when avocados were in season. I kid you not, I always came home and found avocados on my porch. When I went out to do my volunteer work, somebody would give me at least one or more avocados.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
never eaten so much avocado in all my life,
Hmm.
but it's
Yeah, that's
good.
good. Yeah, I like it. Like I like to made a juice of avocado.
Excuse me.
Yes, yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't
No,
turn
no,
away
no. That's that. And so I like drinking juice of avocado. And sometimes I just add some honey.
fast.
I cut it on half,
Mhm.
and I just put some honey on that hole and,
Mhm.
and eat it with spoon. That actually that's amazing. It was delicious that way.
Avocado. So now that's interesting. That's the first time that I'm hearing of avocado and honey.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like trying things actually,
Yeah.
but it was delicious. Yeah,
Okay. So is that how you traditionally eat avocado with honey?
yeah, yeah. Me and
Okay.
my daughter, my wife. Yeah,
Okay. So tell me about the avocado juice. Now, no, I don't think I've ever had avocado juice.
yeah. I didn't made it. I didn't make it by myself before, but I uh, uh, drank it or I tried it uh,
Mhm.
many times in Libya and in Morocco too. In Morocco, actually, they are adding a lot of many types of almond on the in your glass, and it
Mhm.
was delicious and
Hmm.
yeah, it was very nice. If you search
Okay.
online for avocado juice, I think you are going to see many kinds and many recipes for this.
Yeah.
For that.
Well, I think I'll have to do that. I do. I really do like avocados. I usually have them either on a salad, um, and I was making some health food shakes for a while, some healthy shakes, and I was trying to get more protein in those shakes, and so I would add some avocado
Mhm.
to it. And it was nice because avocado doesn't really have a strong taste to it, so more than anything, it would serve to thicken
Mhm.
the shake or the drink that
Yeah,
I had.
yeah,
Mhm.
which is nice.
And it's nice that you're actually smiling about it. Some people actually they just kept frowning every time I said, I add avocado to my health food drinks. But I admire people who like to try new things and have their mind open to different things. It's
Yeah,
it's it's,
yeah,
it's nice.
it's nice, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, good. Well, actually, I just mentioned a sentence that had the word in it that we're going to talk about today, and that word is admire. Have
Yeah.
you, what do you know about that word admire?
Um, I don't know how I can't explain it, but
Mm-hmm.
let's say I admire the working mother, and
Okay.
I admire poor people who work hard to to for living, and admire good people too, and I admire people who volunteer, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and admire people who donate money for the poor and for fighting disease and cancer.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right, very good. So definitely you know how to use that word in a sentence and you used it correctly and also in context. So very good. So let's talk a little bit about what that word actually means. Um, all right, so there's a dictionary that I really like. It's an online dictionary. It's called learnersdictionary.com. Now, there are a lot of other different dictionaries, but this is one that I really like. Um, but one of the definitions that it has is to feel respect or approval for someone or something. Okay, so
Hmm.
I'm actually going to put that in the chat box so that you have it there.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
You have it? Okay, good.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what it is. You feel respect for someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so you mentioned maybe four types of people that you have respect for. So, first of all, you mentioned the working mother.
Mhm.
So, tell me why you respect a working mother.
Yeah, because she got a lot of responsibility over her shoulders, taking care of her house and her kids, and also her husband, and maybe sometimes her parents too, or
Mhm.
her sister or her siblings.
Mhm.
Yeah, and on
Okay.
top of that, she has to work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Now, are working mothers very common in your country, in the country where you were born?
Women there are working in health sector and education sector, like teachers in school and uh, mm, in hospitals. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Wow. So yeah. So the working mother, is like a juggler. When you say that she juggles a lot of different things,
Mm-hmm.
and do you think that the working mother takes care of herself?
Of course. Mm,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's another reason to admire her, of course.
So in addition to all the other things that she does, she actually finds time for herself.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. All right. Very good. So you mentioned the working mother. All right. You also mentioned the poor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why do you admire the poor?
Mm, mm. Sometimes uh, sometimes you see poor people, and mm, they are proud of themselves, and they look happy, you know,
Mhm.
and they work hard, to raise their children, and feed them.
Mhm.
So I think it's a hard job, and I admire those parents a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned some very good reasons. You still have to be good parents and teach your children values, things that parents that have a bit more money would do, but you have to do it with a lot less money.
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, so you tend to appreciate people like that, maybe even a little bit more because you know how much they have to work.
yeah.
Hmm. All right, very good, very good. All right, so let's talk about someone else, another group of people that are worthy of our praise. You also mentioned volunteers. Now, why do you think that volunteers are worthy of our praise, are praiseworthy?
Praiseworthy. For someone to give his time and his effort or physical, uh, I don't know, physical strength,
Mm-hmm.
for others, without, um, I think it's, it requires a lot of manners,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, it's true. And really, it's not something that they have to do.
yeah, of course, yeah, of
They're
course.
they're not really obligated to be a volunteer. I think that's part of
Mm.
the definition of the word volunteer. You do it because you want to do it out of the goodness of your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever volunteered before?
No, no, I haven't.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Okay, and you also mentioned that you admire or appreciate people who make donations to different causes, to medical research or to help the poor, to help veterans. So explain a little bit more about that. Why do you appreciate those people?
Mm. I think the most important or favorable thing for humans is money, and
Mhm.
for someone to give his money that easily to help maybe the world,
Mhm.
it's a very yeah, it's very hard thing to do, I think. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, but especially if people handle the donated money responsibly,
yeah, of course.
and make sure that the
Yeah,
money is actually being used for the purpose that it was donated for.
yeah, that's a problem we have in Africa actually.
Mhm.
Now we have many corrupted governments,
Mhm.
and a lot of donation money
Mhm.
goes to politicians' pockets,
Mhm.
Yeah, but that's life.
Yes. Yeah, that does happen.
That's
So
happen.
do you think that makes people donate less money? Are they less likely to donate because of that?
Yeah, I think so. Some countries um, don't name, don't like. I think one of the American presidents said
Mhm.
this. Said when we donate or give money to help them, they steal it. You know?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Wow. That's such a and how do you feel about people who still donated money?
it's shameful, of course. You know, some countries or people donate money to build schools and hospitals, and
Mhm.
when you steal that money, you are stealing their dreams or their hopes to study, and sometimes their life to live or
Mhm.
their right to live. When you prevent building new hospitals,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty disgraceful,
yeah, of course.
to do something like that. And really, sometimes I think about that. Like, so what do you do, with that money that you take away from people who really need it? Does your conscience even bother you? Do the people that do that, does their conscience really bother them, or do they feel anything as they're spending that money on things that really they don't even need?
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, this is such a shame. Yeah, and actually, we talked about a word that is an antonym, of admiration. Okay, so something or someone who acts in a disgraceful way, or in a manner that is less than honorable. It's definitely not honorable.
Hmm.
All right, very good.
Disgraceful.
Yeah, very. All right, very good. So let's talk a little bit about let's talk about how people look at you. Can you tell me some people that admire you?
Besides my parents,
Okay, so tell me about your parents. Tell me how you said they admire you. So tell me a little bit more about that.
mm, actually, they did so much for me,
Mhm.
and uh, they are uh, the the people who I must can I say thank or
Mhm. That you're
uh,
grateful to, maybe.
I'm grateful to
Mhm.
for all what I achieved in my life. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah, and I don't know. They were happy when I am good in school, and they admired me maybe when I graduated from university with a good grade.
Mhm.
And they were trying to, or they were asking me to continue my graduate study,
Mhm.
but I was busy trying to work hard and collect more money. Think myself, it's good to work, since you are young, and
Mhm.
to to have some rest when you are maybe older.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But now they are very happy for me to continue studying.
Mhm.
And actually, when I saw Boston or America,
Mhm.
I think I missed a lot, you know, for not uh, continuing my study earlier.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm.
So you think you missed out on some opportunities in your home country? Is that right, or is that
Yeah.
what you mean?
I was trying to say uh, I regret not continuing my graduate study earlier.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. So you wish you would have started earlier.
Yeah,
Maybe that you would have gone to Boston sooner.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so it sounds like your parents are pretty proud of you.
yeah. I am one of their five children, and
Mhm.
actually they loves every one of us, you know, and
Of course.
they raised us. Can I say they raised or
They raised? Uh-huh.
yeah, they raised us uh, perfectly, you know, and they give us freedom to choose our path and study, and you know,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm proud of them actually, and I admire them a lot. You
Mhm.
know, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, they sound like wonderful people.
yeah. You know, I have been living with my mother till I got married. You know,
Oh, okay. Is
yeah.
is that customary in I'm sorry, tell me what country you're from again?
I'm from Libya. It is at the north
Libya.
of Africa. You know,
Yes.
there is
Yeah.
like a hole in on top of Africa and on the map.
Mhm.
You can, that's Libya, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
On at north of Africa,
Ah, yes,
in the
yes.
north of Africa.
Okay. So is it customary for young people to live with to remain with their parents until they get married in
Yeah,
Libya?
yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
It's customary for young people to stay with their parents. Yeah, sometimes we help them, sometimes they help us, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we depend on on our parents a lot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this I know that it's like that in other cultures as well. I used to live in the Caribbean, and it was that way as well. I used to live in Trinidad, and the same thing. You know, children tended to stay with their parents until they got married, and then a lot of times, if the parents could do so, then they would build an addition onto their home so that the
Mm-hmm.
children can live right there.
Yeah, yeah. So it looks like similar to my country. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
So it must be very difficult for your parents for you to be so far away.
yeah, and actually it is difficult for me too. You know, sometimes I tell myself what I'm doing. Was it better if I stayed in my country and continued my
Uh-huh.
job? You know, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. I live far away from home as well, so yeah, it's common to have thoughts that like that, and you know, I guess it just also the answer to that question depends on each individual. You know,
Mhm.
sometimes the answer to that is, you know, it's okay for a while, and then
Yeah,
if you want to go back, you can, you know, you can do that if you have the opportunity to go back. Some people, because of the circumstances in their country, may not be able to return.
yeah. Mhm. And also, I'm missing my friends a lot.
Mhm.
You know, I was, uh, uh, can I say seeing or uh,
Finish your sentence.
uh, I used to meet my friends every day. You know,
Mhm.
back
That's it.
then.
That that
Yeah.
that that's actually better. I used to see my friends every day. Mhm.
Hmm. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. but now I have no friends, and I don't. It's hard, to live without friends, and maybe in my age, it's even harder to make new friends.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge to start fresh with making new friends, but it can also be a good challenge as well. It sounds like you have a lot to offer a friend, and so maybe some of your classmates could be friends, or some neighbors, or
Mm, yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
guess
Right.
it's different than having childhood friends.
Yeah. Of
Uh,
course. Yeah.
Friends that you've
Oh,
grown up with and you've known all of your life. That's
yeah. Yeah. Of course. Or maybe my cousins. Yeah. You're
uh-huh.
right. Yeah. It's a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know what? I'm sure that they respect you even more because, they know how challenging it is for you to be so far away and not to see them every day like you used to. I'm sure, they respect you even more for that.
I hope so. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I believe that. Yeah. I believe so.
Mhm. Yeah. That's not everyone can do that.
Mhm.
Sometimes people, they think they can. They think they are able to move away from home and their comfort zone, and they get away from home and they realize,
Yeah.
no, no. But just the fact that you're sticking with it, you're trying to reach your goals, and
Mhm.
you're trying to stay focused. You definitely have a purpose in mind. That's definitely admirable.
Mhm. Thank you.
Hmm.
Thank
Yeah, you're welcome. You're
you. Mhm.
welcome. All right, so how do your children feel about you? We've talked about your parents. Let's talk about your children.
Uh, um, my daughter,
Mhm.
which who's 7, actually she's my competitor. Can say compet. Uh, I don't know if I am pronouncing it correctly.
Uh-huh.
Competitor, is it correct?
Competitor? Uh-huh.
Competitor, yeah. And she is competing with me on every aspect, like who's eating more than the other, or who is learning English better than the other, or who is going to school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and who is fixing things. She's trying to fix anything. And yeah, I admire her. Can I say, she's full of herself, or
She's full of herself.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. You mean to say she just she feels that she can do everything.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, that's she sounds like a confident young lady, little
yeah,
girl.
yeah,
Mhm. Well,
mhm,
that's good. So, part of the reason why she is your biggest competitor is
yeah,
that she looks up to you.
uh-huh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that's definitely a sign. You usually don't imitate people that you don't look up to or admire.
mm-hmm,
'Cause you don't really see any qualities that they have that are worthy of your imitation. So that's a big compliment.
mm-hmm. Thank
Yeah,
you, thank
definitely.
you. It's the first time I look at this situation like what you did. And thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, well, it's true, and it's good that she has someone like you to look up to. You definitely seem like you have some wonderful qualities, and she's going to grow up to resemble or imitate some of those fine qualities that you have.
Do you know, so my my wife and I, and my wife and me, or I,
You can say I, my wife and I.
my
Mhm.
wife and I,
Mhm.
are sometimes concerned about uh, for us, and for our daughter, since she is a girl, we want her to be more girlish.
Mhm.
Or we don't want her to imitate me. Like, like her best color is blue, you know. It's not
Mm-hmm.
my best color. Now I'm trying to tell her my best color is pink, you know. So
Ah.
with characters.
Well, it's, that's not a bad thing that her favorite color is blue. Um, that I think that sometimes that changes as you get older and as as she goes to school and she sees other little girls and their favorite colors and
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe she'll be introduced to some other fabulous colors that she'll like.
I hope so. Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's normal.
yeah, sometimes little girls can be what we call tomboyish. They can really like to do the things that little boys like to do, like running, riding dirt bikes and climbing trees and things of that nature. I used to like to do those things when I was younger. But then also I loved to play with Barbies and
Hmm.
other things that other little girls like to do as well. So,
Yeah.
there's still hope.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes it's just, just a matter of her association. Is she making friends pretty well at school or in the
Yeah.
neighborhood?
Mm, uh, in the last year, yeah, her friends was girls. Yeah,
Mhm.
of course. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's nice. So, I think you'll find that, as she's playing with her friends a bit more and as she's around her mom, she'll start to pick up more of those uh, feminine traits. But maybe, as far as her work ethic is concerned, she'll take after both you and your wife.
Hmm. Yeah,
Hmm.
hope so. Yeah. You know, another thing I have to mention when I fight with her father, when I fight with her mother,
Hmm.
she always stands by her mother. You know, I don't know why. I told maybe it's not an admiration. You know.
Well, maybe the aberration for you stops right there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it stops there, and then once things calm down, then I'm sure you'll find that
Mhm.
she's back on your side again.
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, that makes me happy. You know,
Yeah.
to see her taking care of her mother. You know, I think
Mhm.
that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. And that's a wonderful quality that she has, that's also that's something to treasure about her,
Mhm.
the different facets or parts of her personality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So of all the people that you mentioned that you admire, what are some things that you feel that you can imitate? So you mentioned the working mother, the poor, you mentioned volunteers, you mentioned people who donate money to good causes,
Hmm.
you mentioned your parents, your daughter. So what are some of the things you would like to imitate from those people?
Mm, patient, of
Hmm.
course. And what of greed?
The opposite of greed, generosity.
Generosity?
So
Yeah.
someone who is very generous or who is very giving.
Yeah.
Unselfish, maybe.
Uh-huh. Uh, and can it's no, I think it's the word which I was thinking of is different.
Okay.
And
Okay, give me a second.
it's like when you don't have something uh, and you really want it, but you say to yourself, "No, it's okay," you know.
Okay, so something that you deny yourself, something that you to withhold from yourself, or trying to think of a different word for that. Let's
Okay.
see.
Contentment?
Yeah, someone who is content. Yeah, they're not really ambitious. They don't feel like they have to have a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay, so contentment maybe would be the word you're looking for.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. All right, very good. So contentment. So you mentioned two qualities. You mentioned patience and contentment. Okay, so I'd like you to tell me a bit more about that. So do you think that working mothers and volunteers are patient people?
Yeah, especially the working mother, she must be patient, with all problems in her life,
Mm-hmm.
and she is not whining, and she's doing everything to make her family happy. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So do you think that you are a patient person?
Sometimes, sometimes not. That's why I admire their patience, I don't know why, but yeah, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, so the patience of a working mother is definitely worthy of imitation.
yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So you said patience and you also said contentment.
Mhm.
Okay, now why that quality, contentment?
Yeah, contentment of the poor is when they don't have many things, but they are happy and they are not concerned, about what they don't have,
Mm-hmm.
and they are just trying to work and do their job, and they are not stealing or asking others to give them money or to lend them anything,
Mm-hmm.
And for some people, and some other people will think that they are actually rich because they are not whining, and they don't let anyone to know about, that they are poor, and they don't take anything from others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So they seem like they're also a bit self-sufficient. They're happy with what they have. I mean, a lot of people wish that they had a little bit more.
Yeah.
Even sometimes people who have money, sometimes people are just not satisfied with what they have. They're not very
Yeah.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about you? Would you say that you are content?
Actually, I don't know. For me, I think I'm not content because in my dictionary, I have to work hard until I get what I want,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I don't know why. But maybe I'm wrong, Maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe it's being content and trying to live a happy life,
Mm-hmm.
It's better. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's definitely, it's in principle, yes. To be able to be content with what you have, as long as you have, your necessities met. It can make life a bit easier, and it can help with your priorities.
Mhm.
People,
Yeah.
yeah, people who tend to be content, sometimes their priorities are in the right place, but people who are not never satisfied with what they have, sometimes the work comes in first place, or
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and they neglect other important things like their family. They don't really spend that much time with their family. They don't take really good care of their health.
Yeah. I have been that person, for many years.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it stands to reason why you admire people who are content.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting talking about it because it helps you to kind of see where you are,
Mhm.
in the scheme of things. Usually when you look up to people, they have qualities that maybe you feel that you're lacking in.
Mhm.
Um, and the good thing about that is if you have contact with the people that you admire, you could ask them their secret. you know?
Is there a secret? Really?
Yes. So maybe,
You said yes. Yeah.
maybe there's a secret to, a working mother's patience, or maybe there's a secret to a poor man's contentment. Do you,
Yeah.
do you, do you, do you think there is a secret, or you think if you asked them that they would give you a gem of knowledge?
I think it's the quality of their spirits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's something can't be taught. You know. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's not something you can find in a book.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a life lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
interesting. Maybe you should do that for homework. Maybe you should ask a working mother or a poor person the secret to their patience and contentment. So what are they doing to have such a quality like that? I mean, it could be that they were just born with it.
I don't know. Yeah. Maybe their family taught them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could very well be. That could have been a part of their core values. Hmm. Has anyone that you admired lost your respect or lost your admiration?
Mhm. Sorry, can you repeat it?
Sure. Has anyone that you respected or that you admired, have they ever lost your respect or admiration?
No, actually, I made a decision long time ago that I won't judge people,
Mhm.
and if they did something wrong, I only hate that thing, like I hate stealing, but I don't hate or I don't judge the man who stole that thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, because everyone have mistakes, yeah,
Right. Everybody does make mistakes. That's
everybody
true.
does make mistakes, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, some people's mistakes, have lost them the respect of many. There have been cases where people have done things that are horrendous, um, and they may not feel remorse about those things. So, sometimes it's a little bit challenging to look up to respect someone who is like that. Um, but yeah, but at least now, if it should ever happen, or if it comes up in conversation, you know how to talk about it. Okay, so yeah, this admiration, I'm going to type it here in the chat box. Admiration, having a hard time seeing. Admiration can be earned and lost,
Hmm.
and it can also be regained.
Hmm.
Okay, so those are some other words some verbs that go along with admiration. Okay, so we talked about the basic verb to admire. Okay, so based on our discussion today, what would you tell me now about admire? How would you define admire?
Mm, maybe to have high hopes towards someone, or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and also respect someone more than
Mm-hmm.
others.
Okay.
And yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, that's true. So definitely, the idea of respect comes in. Um, so we talked about other ways to discuss admiration. Can you think of some other words or phrases that we use to talk about admiration?
Yeah, I heard a word from you that was admires or uh,
Hmm.
I
Admires.
admires. So it was the no. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to type a sentence here in the chat box. Good. So he admires his parents.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. You also mentioned that you admire. Um, Working mothers. So I'm going to type that here in the chat box. Working mothers.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Working mothers. All right. And then also another expression that we use is look up to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did we use that in a sentence? Look up to.
Um, my daughter looks up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Very
you
good.
said this actually. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, good, good.
Mm.
And you know, this is definitely a skill to be able, you're doing a nice job with that. And we were just casually talking, but you're right. I did use a lot of synonyms and antonyms to admire, and I did that on purpose, and you caught them. Very good. That's good. All right, so good. So my daughter looks up to me, or your daughter looks up to you, is what we were talking about. That's
Yeah.
right. Very good. So someone who is younger can look up to someone who is older.
Yeah.
Uh-huh, yeah. Or you can look up to someone who you feel has qualities that you don't have, or that maybe they have more of those qualities than you have.
Mm. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So good. So that's all included in admiring someone or looking up to someone.
Mm.
Also, respecting someone.
Mm-hmm.
You could also use the word appreciate.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so can you give me an example of a sentence where you use the word appreciate?
Mm. Mm. Uh, is it like I appreciate someone's job, or I appreciate someone exactly?
Yeah, yeah, you could say that. You could say, you know, maybe you could say to your friend, hey, I really, you could say, you really like their joke, or, yeah, usually, though, appreciation might be for something a little bit deeper. Uh, Maybe, for example, if you are going to give your wife a card for your anniversary,
Mm-hmm.
and you could tell her that she is an amazing wife,
Mm-hmm.
and you can tell her the reasons why you appreciate her as a mother, as a wife, as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
You could talk about some of her qualities and the things that you admire or appreciate about her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure she would love that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so good.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
I appreciate your teaching skills, of course, teacher.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Thanks to you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, actually, that's going to do it for our lesson today. This was a nice casual way to pick up some more vocabulary related to admire, admiration. So what I'll ask you to do for homework is to continue to use these words in
Mm-hmm.
your day-to-day conversation. That way you can make it your own and use it in situations that are going to be good for you, are good for you. Well, it
Thanks.
was it
Thanks.
was great to have you in class. You're a wonderful student, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.
Thanks a lot, teacher. I
You're
hope to see you
welcome.
soon too.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye bye.